Ubisoft is dropping the hype bombs, ladies and gentlemen. The reveal trailer for Assassin's Creed Valhalla has dropped today, and it was absolutely amazing. I'm really excited that we're finally starting to get some of these big game reveals for the year, and I can't wait to see what is going to come in the next few weeks. But even today, we got some juicy information on this brand new video game, so let's break it all down. The CGI reveal trailer itself follows the main character, Ivor. Let's look this up real quick. Eivor is the hero's name. Well, I'm probably going to pronounce it wrong through this whole video, so please bear with me. We follow Eivor at the start of the trailer as he's planning to leave the village to start a raid, praying to the god Odin in this statue you can see. Reading from Ubisoft's press release, become Eivor, a mighty Viking warrior, lead your clan from the harsh shores of Norway to a new home and the lush farmlands of the 9th century England. Explore a beautiful, mysterious open world where you'll face brutal enemies, raid fortresses, build your clan's new settlements, and forge alliances to win glory and earn a place in Valhalla. Throughout the trailer, we hear Alfred spreading propaganda about the Vikings and their vicious, violent ways, stating that they are godless, kill blindly, scar the land, while we're seeing contrasting images of this of Eivor and his clan, showing a statue of Odin, allowing a woman to survive with her child during one of the raids. And this is a contrast to King Alfred, who's been spreading propaganda about the incoming raiders and what they're about for his kingdom. King Alfred the Great is authorizing attacks against the Vikings here, and you can see his signature on the piece of paper, and it was also confirmed that that's who this is. For those that don't know, King Alfred the Great was the king of the Wessex region of England at this time. The game itself will be set in 873, which is before some key events that happened with Alfred and the Vikings in 878. During this time, England is fractured with many kings and kingdoms, and it will all play a big part in the story as to Eivor and his clan, and during the invasions and how they interact with the different kingdoms. Alfred the Great was one of the more successful kings at pushing back the invaders during this time, and I would expect he will play a big part in the story due to this fact, and he'll be kind of one of the main antagonist figures throughout the story, and it's the way he's kind of presented in this trailer. Returning to Assassin's Creed Valhalla are the RPG mechanics from AC Odyssey, which you may remember. The advanced RPG mechanics of Assassin's Creed Valhalla give you new ways to grow as a warrior and leader, influence the world around you while acquiring new skills and gear to suit your playstyle. What kinds of decisions and how this kind of affects the gameplay, we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. We don't really know at this stage. If I was to wildly speculate, I would say that there will be other settlements and clans possibly that are not invading, but coming over to the land and just trying to farm and kind of live in this land, because that's why the Vikings did move, because of the luscious land that the Englands did have. There's also the smaller England kingdoms as well, which you may be able to ally with, as we do read that we can form strategic alliances and triumph by your wits. So you don't actually need to resolve every conflict with violence. It looks like there will be a significant amount of choice into whether you can talk your way out of things or set up relationships with other kingdoms and clans to benefit yourself. It's also mentioned during the developer commentary that you're not the only group of Vikings coming to England. There are other peaceful groups just looking to set up a settlement and farm and live off the land, as I mentioned earlier. Eivor is the leader of his settlement, and you will be required to make decisions on how you grow and customize your settlement, recruiting new clan members and building upgradable structures, get better troops by constructing a barracks, improve your weapons at the blacksmith, and discover new customization options with a tattoo parlor, and much more. Interestingly enough, here looks like there's going to be different buildings and things you can work on in your settlements. It looks like it'll be an important part of the game. As you go out, you do your raids, you explore, you come back to your settlement, you do things there, and that's kind of going to be the general loop. Is you go out, you come back, you go out, you come back. There will be a lot to do here, and it's also mentioned there is going to be Viking rap battles, baby. I'm not playing. This is legitimately a thing. Immerse yourself in activities like hunting, fishing, dice, drinking games, and engage in traditional Norse competition like fleeting, or as better known, verbally devastating rivals through the art of Viking rap battle. I cannot wait to go 8 Mile on some dudes. This is going to be awesome. I really want to see what this is. I hope we get some footage of this in the actual gameplay reveal. It sounds hilarious. It's also mentioned that you can create your own custom raiders for other people online to recruit, and you gain some kind of benefit from this. This isn't much more information that's kind of mentioned here or how this will specifically work, whether it will be like a full-on character creator, you get to create your raider, or if it'll just be, you know, like a stock raider, you get to like put different weapons and stuff on them, and then you just send them out on their way, and they come back later and go, here's your rewards. How that's really going to work, we don't really know, but it's an interesting mechanic that may play into it. It seems like it may be at the barracks, like you go in there, you go to the barracks, you send off your people to go do their raids, they come back, they get the loot. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Like, it could be really gimmicky. Like, you know, we've seen in other things like World of Warcraft, we've added like a similar thing where you send, you know, NPC troops off to go do things and they come back and you get gold and experience and stuff. But if it kind of fits that bill, I'm probably not going to be very interested in it. But if there's more to it and it's more of a system where these are actual people in the world and they don't just sit in this mechanic, like you can take your raiders out and take them raiding with you, I think that would be a really cool idea. Speaking for raiding, you will be able to take your clan out on raids, command a crew of raiders, and launch lightning-fast surprise attacks from your longship to claim your enemy's riches for your clan. It appears that ships are back, and an interesting point is that during this time period, the longships and a lot of ship travel in general is actually a Viking technology. And it's actually part of the reason why they were so successful in their raids into England is because they had this longship technology. They were able to quickly traverse the sea, land on shore, make a quick raid, destroy a village, do whatever, get back on the boats and head back before anyone was able to go and help the village. And it will be interesting to see how this plays. Like, we'll probably get ships back, you'll be able to travel, but because there isn't really enemy ships, I suppose, unless you're going to fight other Viking longships, I'm not sure how that'll work, or if it'll just be more of a transport mechanic, kind of like The Witcher 3, where you have those boats and they just kind of transport you from A to B. Interesting to see how that'll play out. We haven't seen much combat yet, but the trailer does show some combat and kind of gives you a brief, rough idea of what you can kind of expect. But the trailer also shows that the signature assassin's hidden blade is back. It's actually mounted on the top of Ivar's arm, which is new as well. So of course the assassins are returning and Ivar will join them to some degree, obviously enough to get the not so hidden blade anymore. We have some information about the combat from the press release. Unleash the ruthless fighting style of Viking warrior and dual-wield axes, swords, or even shields against fierce, relentless foes. Choose your tactics, dismember opponents in close quarters combat, riddle them with arrows, or assassinate them with your hidden blade. Dual-wielding is a big part of this game. Dual-wielding shields sounds like a hell of a lot of fun. It'll be interesting to see how that works. Like, do you block with one? Do you punch with one? We'll have to figure that out. We also see a much larger enemy fight Ivar towards the end of the trailer, which is a pretty clear indication that the different enemy types that you have in something like Assassin's Creed Odyssey is going to be returning, and that they'll play a role when you're like maybe raiding camps or something. I imagine those kind of things will still be in this game as well. AC Valhalla will be coming in holiday 2020 to Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5 as launch titles, but will also be coming to PS4, Xbox One, Stadia, and PC. The PC release will be via the Uplay Store and the Epic Games Store, so the game won't be coming to Steam at launch, according to Ubisoft. The gameplay reveal will be coming very soon next week at the Xbox Series X event, which is occurring on May the 7th, so we don't have to wait too long to get more information about this game. It will be interesting to see how this game releases because it is coming to so many different platforms and some platforms that aren't even out yet. And I imagine the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 aren't going to release on the same day. So there will be kind of a staggered release here, I imagine. Chances are the Stadia release will be delayed as well. So it'll be interesting to see whether we get the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC versions on one date, and then a staggered release for Stadia, Xbox Series X, and PlayStation 5. We'll just really have to wait and see. I expect it'll be something like that. Like, obviously they can't release on the same day if they're launch titles, but overall I'm very excited for this game, right? Like, Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey were both great games, but not really my flavor of mythology, and the Norse mythology I absolutely love, especially God of War. That universe and this kind of mythology and the gods and everything, I can't wait to see what they do with it. We do find out a little bit about the gods, like a little bit of a tease. We do see Odin in the trailer, and Ivar shouts Odin is with us, and they do mention in some of the information that the gods will be involved in some way, but we don't really know the complexities here of how deep that will go, whether they'll just be like boss fights or whether you'll actually get to meet the gods or be involved in them in any real way. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this trailer, the game itself. Are you excited? I definitely am. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those links are down below, along with a link to my Twitch. I stream 3 days a week, Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays. If you'd like to join for some fun, please follow me there as well. Thank you for watching, my friends. My name is NorZZa, and I will see you in the next video.